14 of the 20 drivers in the Austrian Grand Prix took a knee to protest racial injustice before yesterday's Formula One race. Of the 6 that chose not to kneel, 2 of them took to social media to explain that their decision not to kneel does not mean that they are less committed than others in the fight against racism. So, Shannon, is this any indication of what you think we're going to see before NBA and NFL games?
Absolutely. And Skip, we've touched about this.
We have.
It's not who's kneeling, but who isn't and why. I don't think these gentlemen should have to offer an explanation why they didn't kneel. Because, Skip, I think sometimes what we're going to see people kneel that have no intentions of doing anything to further the cause. And then we're going to have some people standing that have intentions on helping the cause. I don't think they should be castigated. I don't think they should be, because that's what's going to happen, Skip. People are going to look at them. Why aren't you kneeling? You're not for the cause?
Yep.
Because there are going to be a lot of people that's going to be faking it because it's the right. It seems to be the climate is right for you to do that. And I don't care nothing about that. At the end of the day, I'm in the results business. And if it's going to lead to changes and how we do business moving forward, I'm all for that. And I commend the guys that kneel. We see a lot of guys in soccer. Skip, I think soccer is more closely related to the American sports because in Formula One, Skip, you're in the engine. You can't hear who's cheering, all that. That engine is so loud. But in soccer, the black players have had bananas. They'd had the sounds being of the monkeys and the apes going on in the stands. And to hear the racial epithets being hurled. So they really know what it's like. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen in Formula One. Lewis Hamilton is probably the most famous of the Formula One drivers. He's the best right now. But Skip, I don't.
He's the only black driver.
Right.
Yep.
So Skip, I don't think these guys should be scoffed or frowned upon. Like, man, they didn't kneel. What's going on? Why did they kneel? They should show support. Because I want you to be 100% authentic. I want that to be in your heart. And if you kneel, I want you to know why you're kneeling and you're willing to take steps to help that cause. And if not, stand, bro. I'm not looking at you any different.
Yeah, just a quick point of order. So Lewis Hamilton is not African-American. Okay. He's from England.
Right.
But
he's
again,
black, yeah.
But his mom's white British and his dad black British. Okay,
correct.
So he's mixed from England. But still, this was a fascinating microcosm of projecting into what we're about to see.
Correct.
And I'm with you. It is going to cause big problems. Maybe not in the NBA as much as in the National Football League.
Correct.
But here we had 6 drivers. Again, this was Formula One. This was in Austria before the Austrian national anthem. But they did all the quote-unquote right things. They had end racism written across the start-finish line. They sort of all came together just before the race started. And a bunch of them kneeled at the start-finish line, and 6 of them did not. Well, a number of the 6 had to take to social media after to defend themselves. I am not a racist. 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 And they all had different ideas about it. One said, I believe that what matters are facts and behaviors in our daily life rather than formal gestures that could be seen as controversial in some countries. Well, you're pretty much down with that because you say it doesn't really matter, you're not into formal gestures, right?
Nope.
Okay. But Twitter is, and IG is, and social media is into gestures, and they're going to say, aha, a racist. I was curious about the restart of what's called the National Women's Soccer League. And in their first restart game, the 2 teams came together, and a bunch of the women kneeled. And 4, 3 on one team and 1 on another, did not kneel. And one of them, named Rachel Hill, was attacked on social media. And what she did was she bowed her head and put her hand on the shoulder of a black teammate. So it's amazing how far we've come because just, 6 months ago, if that gesture would have seen as a nice sort of subtle way to support racial equality.
Skip, they want you all the way in, all the way out.
All the way. You can't just go halfway. And so now where we are, and I still say we're in a good place, at least a good start place, will not allow that.
No.
You have to go to your knee or not. And be ready to sort of withstand the consequences. And she got so upset that she wrote, she put a huge defense of herself up on Instagram because she was very hurt by the response you get. And you know how vicious social media can get.
That's why she responded.
So she was called, I'm sure, many racist terms. And what's the answer to this? Because this is just my gut reaction. We're going to talk in a few minutes about, now each NBA player is allowed to have some sort of, you can choose from a list of your personal message in place of your name. It's just for the first 4 games that they play. And then thereafter, you can either put your name back on or you can continue to wear it. But for 4 games, you can choose to have a message across your back from the approved list, of which I'm not sure about that, but we're going to talk about it later. Okay? But the point is, I'm pretty sure Commissioner Silver, because they've had this rule in place preceding even Commissioner Stern, that you will stand for the national anthem.
Correct.
So I'm just going to guess that the NBA players will agree to stand. I am totally okay if they want to kneel. I would, in fact, encourage them to kneel. I just have a feeling that the NBA has been different from the start because they've all had their platforms and their voices. And they've been perceived as business partners with their owners. So they've had freedom of speech from the start and freedom of action from the start.
And Adam Silver from day one has never tried to suppress his player's voice.
Okay. But I do think he would like to uniformly stand for the anthem. We'll see how that plays out.
And I think, Skip, and remember we talked about that, Skip, and I think that's the thing. He's like, okay, talk to Michelle Roberts, who's head of the PA, Chris Paul, and some of the other execs. Guys, can we do this in unison? Either we all stand or we all kneel.
Okay.
Because it's not going to look good. Optics is everything. That was a word back in optics. It's not going to look good if we got 8 guys standing and 4 guys kneeling, or if we got 11 guys standing and 2-3 guys kneeling. That's not going to look good. So can we come to some kind of uniformity? What we're going to do and how we're going to proceed with this?
Okay. I'm not sure the NFL knows that term uniformity. The owners do, but I'm not sure the players do at this point.
They don't.
So I'm pretty sure a lot of the players want to kneel. I'm also pretty sure there's going to be a certain segment of players who don't want to kneel.
And see, and also you got to be careful, Skip. Okay, they play the black national anthem. All the black players stand. Then they play the regular national anthem. The black players take a knee. Then what are you doing? Oh, you can stand for that one, but you can't stand for this one. See?
You've got double jeopardy.
Right. So that's why I'm saying, I just don't know the good, because I don't recall hearing any player that when they were asking what they wanted the NFL to do, I don't know if any of them mentioned playing the black. First of all, it's not an anthem. It got called an anthem. It's actually a hymn. It's a hymn.
Lift every voice.
Right. Yeah. So for me, Skip, I don't remember. It'd be interesting, like, who asked for that? Stop giving us things we did. You give us everything. It's like, I go to a restaurant and I order something. Instead of you telling me you don't have it, you bring me out everything I didn't ask for. Bro, where's my dish that I asked for? And then at the end of the day, Skip, you tell me, I'm sorry, Mr. Sharp, we don't have that. We don't have that anymore. You could have told me that from the beginning. Either you're going to help me do this or you're not. These empty and symbolic gestures does nothing for me.
I hear you, but remember, Jay-Z is now an advisor to the Commissioner Goodell. Okay. Is it possible Jay-Z or even Beyonce suggested, because Beyonce has sung that song?
Well, Kirk Franklin did a rendition of it the other day. That's unbelievable.
Okay, it's a powerful song.
Right.
So somebody suggested to Commissioner Goodell, maybe this is a great way to start our season with this. I told you, I don't want to see just a start. Then play it for every game through the regular season. And I have told you, the one thing I love about kneeling is it jogs my memory. It always brings me right back to Black Lives Matter. It keeps the conversation aflame. It keeps it all top of mind. So I love it because it makes me think of Colin Kaepernick and Eric Reed and what they went through in 2016. So I get it's symbolic, but it's also powerful. It also has now become the symbol that started the new movement of Black Lives Matter.
But Skip, black folk been singing and praying for 401 years with very minimal progress. And the Skip, that playing of the black national anthem, since we're dealing with football, and you can attest to this, the NFL just ran a play for no yards. It's the equivalent of what the Cowboys do on first down when they hand the ball to Zeke and he run into the line and get nothing, and you like, God dang it, it's 2nd and 10. That's what that is. That was a symbolic gesture that did absolutely nothing. They didn't advance the ball.
Okay, I got it. Okay, so bottom line, you're in the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
if a team asked you, if the commissioner called and said, Shannon, what should we do about kneeling? What would you say? I don't care what you do?
Yeah, I don't think, because now, because it's looked at differently than it was in 16, 17, 18, and 19, Skip, you're gonna have probably 20, 30 guys per team kneeling every week.
And you're going to have a few, I assume.
Oh, absolutely.
Who just, for whatever, they can, does it mean they're racist? Maybe, maybe not.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to read that into it.
And that was the thing. I was having a conversation, and I'm saying, unfortunately, the people it's going to be looked at now, the people that didn't kneel, is going to be looked at with a funny eye. Because they're like, okay, so what's going on? Why are you not? You see your brother. I thought you were a team. I thought we did everything, Skip. I thought we did everything together. Because you hear that all the time. We're family. We're brotherhood.
Okay.
Okay.
It's going to be incumbent upon the black leaders of every team, if not of the whole league, to sort of come together and make a statement about this of we all want to kneel or we don't need to kneel, whatever.
I'm looking for CD quarterback. Okay. I'm talking about some of these prominent quarterbacks. I'm talking about the Brady's. I'm talking about the Breezes. I'm talking about the Rodgers. I'm looking for I'm going to see what they're going to do. Because that's what people are looking for, Skip. Because they know Russell Wilson's probably going to kneel. I mean, there's certain guys, Lamar Jackson and Pat Mahomes, we're looking at them other ones. Okay. And then people are like, well, see, I told you, I knew it. Well, but I'm not going to judge it like that. That's what we headed, Skip. I'm sorry.
Man. I don't love
we'll
this.
continue this conversation a little later in the show, but now it's time to move on to Skip's Cowboys, because Dak is facing off against some of the top quarterbacks in the league this season. So we'll discuss where he ranks next.